What? I don't care how she did it. She got the part, and that was phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
She made the season.
She was one of the best characters on that show.
Except for the Penguin.
Penguin was, there was a lot. The villains, I think, really outshone.
Yeah, outshone everybody.
Everyone else on there. The actor who plays Edward Nygma,
Corey Michael Smith.
Yes, Corey Michael Smith. He was absolutely fabulous on that. I liked where they were leading with him at the end of season 1. You could really see. I really would hope that what they're going to do with season 2 is they're going to have like a slow burn. And that they won't necessarily. He won't get outed by the Gotham Police Department until the end of season 2.
Yeah, he's actually come out and said on a lot of sites, a lot of interviews that we could possibly see the full Riddler this year.
But I'm hoping they don't. They need to, again. I really hope they do kind of like a slow burn. We know now that he's on his way down the rabbit hole, and I kind of no pun intended, because another one of the Batman's rogues gallery is of course the Mad Hatter, and so who knows? We might somewhere down the line. They might go off and, introduce him as well on the show.
Yeah, season 2 is actually going to start with more Joker, played by Cameron Monaghan again.
See, I'm really not happy about this.
Yeah, it's strange to see an origin story for Joker, and to give him a name.
Because, they have, DC has often teased Joker origin stories, but it's always been, played off as being some delusion of his, mind.
And, this is the first time Joker has had a name, so that took me off guard. Wasn't expecting him to have a name. It's not something you kind of think about.
Although and we brought this up when we talked about it before. The reveal where you see,
you see the Joker.
Where you see he goes from being this kind of quiet kid to, all of a sudden, the lips curl up and the brow comes down and he does his best Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal reveal for the Joker. Apparently we're going to see a lot more Joker this season. So Bruce, of course, is going to find more of his dad's secrets. No surprise there. What are they going to be? Really can't wait to see. They're not saying exactly how. They're not saying, in what level they're going to do it. But they're bringing in Mr. Freeze. They're going to start doing the origin story of Mr. Freeze now, which I think is a unique aspect of it. If they do it right. If they do it right. We're obviously going to see more of Selina Kyle. That's pretty much said without a doubt.
Yeah.
Bruce is going to come on his own more. He's going to start showing his playboy, attitude more.
I'm not sure if they'll do that this year, because right now...
That is what they're actually saying.
Is that what they're saying? Yeah. Because here is, he's like, 12, 13 years old at this time?
He's going to start showing his playboy. And I'm not surprised, because you look at how he was with Selena. You could see it. There's
a certain sweetness there. It was, kind of sweetness and almost innocent, where you see that, Selena is trying to kind of lure him over to the dark side a little bit.
And that's when you start to see it, because, she's luring him over, and as soon as he gets there, it's just boom. We start to see how he becomes like that.
Well, and again, part of the reason why he plays the playboy, Bruce does, is to kind of throw everyone off, to think that, he's kind of this self-centered, ladies' man, so, no one would ever, think, oh, hey, wait a minute. Is it possible that, Bruce Wayne is using his money to, fund his own one-man crusade?
Yeah, I'm also kind of curious when they're going to start giving him the head of the family title, not just in the house, but with the company as well.
And I think, the way they kind of played up in this past season was that, Wayne Enterprises, the board of directors is, very concerned about Bruce.
Yes.
And, they even went off and sent someone in, former, a friend and former, compatriot of, Alfred Pennyworth.
Yes.
To go in and to steal whatever evidence that he had, and if possible, go off and do some damage. And Alfred does get hurt in this and should have died, but, somehow he went off and survived on this.
Yeah.
But going back to Mr. Freeze, I'm really interested. I mean, of course, Mr. Freeze's real name is Victor Freeze, and part of, what led him down to becoming a villain was his wife came down with an extremely rare disease that would, eventually kill her. And so to, try to, give himself time to find the cure, he ends up freezing her, and then during an accident or possibly someone goes off and tries to kill him, with the same process, he ends up becoming this Ice Cube guy.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested, and again, I'm really hoping that when they bring Victor Freeze in, his wife is still very healthy, and it isn't until near the end of the series that we see the desperation.
And I definitely hope that, like Smallville, that the end of Gotham brings a brand new movie that ties in.
Well, the thing is, Superman Returns wasn't tied into Smallville. It was actually considered a straight sequel to Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve.
See, I was always under the impression that it was a tie-in.
No,
I was wrong.
It was never a tie-in.
But I still want more Batman.
I mean, they considered, that to be, like I said, a straight tie-in to it. And they actually, I'm going to go a little crazier because I don't remember his name, but the guy who played Superman in Superman Returns, he actually, he's now the Atom in the Green Arrow, Flash universe that they've done.
He's lost. Okay.
But anyways, when they first brought him in, they actually had him try on the Christopher Reeve Superman costume.
And no one can be super...
And here's the thing, though. That was part of it because they wanted to see it, and they looked at him and thought, oh my god, he actually looks a lot like a young Christopher Reeve. And that helped him get the part. Unfortunately, he kind of suffered from the same curse that a lot of the actors who play Superman have, and is being completely typecast. Ego? No, just typecast. He's had absolutely no success, any real success after Superman Returns until he joined the cast of Arrow.
True.
And so I'm a little concerned about the guy who's now playing the part of Superman.
Yeah. So we're just going to bring up the Batman versus Superman, lineup before we start wrapping everything up.
Yeah, this is really interesting. I just quickly skimmed through it because we had known that there was some talk that they were going to bring in a couple of other heroes. But, I mean, we know that, of course, it's going to be Superman versus Batman. And we know that Wonder Woman is going to be involved in Entertainment Weekly.
The costume looks amazing.
They did a photo shoot where they actually show her very prominently between Batman and Superman. They also have Aquaman. The Flash is going to be in this movie.
Yeah, Lois Lane.
Lois Lane is going to be in. Martha Kent will be
played by Diane Lane,
who played Clark's mother in The Man of Steel.
Yeah,
but
and obviously Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor.
But Cyborg is also going to be in this movie.
Yes, that's an interesting.
I find this really interesting because they're going to be introducing. There'll be 6 superheroes in this movie.
7 big names if you include Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I mean,
and Alfred. That's 8.
And Alfred. This will be Jeremy Irons' first appearance as Alfred Pennyworth.
Now, it's going to be curious because Alfred always outshines everybody.
And it is. It's absolutely in every single movie. It seems to be the best actor has always played Alfred.
Yeah,
and I've said this about,
It's going to be very unique to see. Hopefully, maybe in this case, Alfred doesn't outshine the rest.
Well, I don't know. Jeremy Irons, he's a little bit. His humor, he's a little bit more dry than of some of the other actors who've played the part in the past. Like,
so he's going to outshine the rest.
Who knows? I mean, I know there's a lot of debate on whether Ben Affleck is even going to be able to pull this off. As bad, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot.
But I think, honestly, they're helping him out by making it such a huge, cast packed.
Well, I just want to go off and point out there's a lot of haters on him. But, when Michael Keaton was first introduced to play Batman in the Tim Burton movie, there was a ton of hate on him.
Yeah.
And the big difference between back then, which was, I believe, 1993, and now, was that... Actually, it was 1989. And is that, there wasn't the social media thing that there is today.
Yeah, and while I'm not a big fan of Ben Affleck playing Batman, I will at least give him a try. And then I will criticize it. As usual.
As usual. But, this is...
It's the Captain Fizz way.
Yeah, well, let's just say, the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy, we're characters, but, in our true lives, we're just as cynical about...
Oh, absolutely. We're probably more cynical. We're less cynical now because we need to have viewers.
We do. There's, some stuff that, some views, especially from the good captain here, that probably would not be fit to air.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I am perfectly perfect.
And you know what? As far as our viewership is concerned, we're going to leave it that way.
Yep. Absolutely. So final Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White.
Yeah, Perry White. Come on. The supporting cast in this movie alone, some of the actors that they brought in is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay, so final words before... Oh, follow us on Twitter, everybody.
Well, and here's the thing. We actually completely forgot to do this. We've actually been suggested by a viewer to actually go off and give out our Twitter handles at the beginning of the show so people can go off and send us.
Yeah, which, we will start doing. But we completely forgot because we're boneheads.
Yes, apparently we are. Okay, so you can follow me here on Twitter at @ThatMaskGuy.
You can follow me at RealCapt Fizz, Real Captain Fizz.
And lastly, if you want to, you can follow the show itself at FizzMast Show. Now, you also can find us on Facebook. Just look Captain Fizz and Mask Guy Show.
We're on YouTube.
Again, look up Captain Fizz and Mask Guy Show. Or just go on our Twitter, on the show's Twitter account. Usually, at least once a day, the latest episode on YouTube gets posted as a way to try to lure people to our page.
Yeah, we're over 200 now. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you very much. And if you have any questions and 140 characters is not enough, you can always reach us on our official email account, which is fizzandmastshow@yahoo.com.
Yeah, I will probably be updating that one afterwards on Spreaker. But I do believe Twitter also has the message thing as well. So you can message any of the accounts. If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, send it our way. We'd love to hear.
Absolutely.
We honestly, we need feedback. We want to know what we're doing is what you guys like to hear. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
You got nothing. Okay. So, you know what? In closing, again, thank you for your support. We hope you enjoy it. That's the big thing. We do this because it brings us a lot of pleasure. It allows us to kind of geek out. And we really hope that, whether you agree with us or not, you go off and like what we're doing.
And learn some few things.
And learn a few things. And you know what? Honestly, again, we need feedback, people. So go off, hit us up on social media.
Yeah. and send us that little message, clickety clackety click, boom, send.
And it'd be absolutely great because we'll be